My trip across Honshu end-to-end on local trains has taken a detour south to the city of Toyohashi. I saw Japan's tightest rail curve while exploring the city's tram system, but the real reason I came here was to ride Japan's longest local train, 7 hours on the Iida line, through the mesmerizing mountains of southern Nagano Prefecture. Oh, here it is. This is a unique experience that includes stops at many of Japan's most isolated and least used stations. The most isolated station in all of Japan. Good afternoon, I'm still Jeremy, and I'm here at Toyohashi Station, and I come to you today with a daunting sense of anticipation. I am taking Japan's longest scheduled local train ride, which means one train, no transfers. It's called the Iida line. It takes 6 hours and 59 minutes. The train stops at every single station, goes to 94 stations before arriving at the final destination. It is Japan's most notorious train line for Hikkyo stations, which are train stations that are totally secluded, and that includes Japan's #1 most secluded station. So 2 of the rules for my trip here are only local trains and don't travel after dark because there's nothing to see. Well, to preserve the first rule, which is the most important, I'm breaking the second rule today. There are 2 trains every day, and the one in the morning, although it's a local train, it skips 2 stations, and I thought, that doesn't seem right. So the one that leaves here at 2:38 p.m., it goes to those 2 stations, so it takes a little bit longer. That's why it's the longest of any train that does this whole route. And I am going to do the checklist today, but it's only going to be things I can see from the train, because I can't get off the train. 1 train for 7 hours. So here at Toyohashi, here is an interesting statue or figurine. Since I don't know about the IC cards and I'm moving from JR Central to JR West and I've had problems with that, let's just buy a paper ticket. Shinkansen, Limited Express, Shinkansen and Limited Express. None of those. I'm gonna have to call. Ima Toyohashi Eki. Hi. Hi, arigato. Okay, I didn't quite understand everything he was saying, but most of it I did, and when I didn't understand, I just said, So, I've got a paper ticket for 4,080 yen, and it leaves at exactly 1 hour from now. Okay, there it is, the local for Okaya, track 2, 1438, Japan's longest local train. Just one quick more final note about this train ride, in case I didn't make it clear. It is about 205 kilometers the whole way. And it's the longest local train in Japan by time. Not the longest, there's a Shinkansen. Not the longest by distance. There's some local train somewhere like Hokkaido or something that actually has way fewer stations, but goes a longer distance. Something for the future. But anyway, see you back here when the train shows up. My long local train today is an electric 2-car set manufactured in 2011 specifically for JR Central. These days it runs almost exclusively on the Iida line, so I'm in good hands. A sturdy, newer train that is used to the seemingly endless curves, inclines, bridges, and tunnels between here and Okaya Station. Okay, we've got about 9 minutes to go. The first 2 stations are the 2 that the morning train doesn't stop at, so those are particularly special. After a while, we're going to get to a station called Toyokawa, and another train line branches off from there. After Toyokawa, there's no other connecting line for many, many, many hours.
The local train bound for Okaya.
This is Funamachi, the very first stop. We've already lost someone. This one and the next one are the stations that caused me to take this train and not the one 4 hours ago. And the second that only this train stops at of the two long ones going north, Shimoji Station. The Ida line has its roots in 1897 when the section I'm on now was the Toyokawa Railway. And we're coming to the end of the part that was Toyokawa Railway. The whole Ida line was established by joining 4 different railways together that did this line. So they were all nationalized and joined as the Ida line in the 1940s. So we're coming to the end of the first part, and we're getting a little bit into the hills now. But when we get to the mountains, it's going to be just hours and hours and hours of real slow climbing and descending and curves and stuff all along the Tenryu River. The beautiful Tenryu River, and that's where all of the bizarre little stations are. Okay, so we are truly deeply in the mountains now. It's going to be this for a long while. We've been on a section of line that used to be the Horaiji Railway way back 100 and something years ago. And we're just leaving that and we're entering the third of the 4 railways that made the Ida line. It's called the Sanshin Railway. Sanshin, incidentally, is the word for strikeout in baseball, but I'm sure the kanji are different, so it wouldn't be the strikeout railway. That is Toei Station. It is the last station on this route in Aichi Prefecture. A milestone. We're going to be in Shizuoka Prefecture after this. And we've lost yet more people. This train is 2 cars long, and I think there's only 3 of us left in this particular car, plus the driver. I don't know about the rear car. I should go investigate the rest of this train as long as I'm sitting on it. Okay, let's go exploring. Oh, there's 4 of us on this car. Okay, there's the bathroom. And only one person on this car, one lucky person with the car all to themselves. Okay, little update here. We are pulling up right now to a station called Chubu Tenryu, and we have a 12-minute wait here scheduled. So I'm wondering if the driver, it looks like we're going to have a driver change maybe. I wonder if they're going to let me kind of wander around the platform. Let's go see. I thought 42. いいですか?
大丈夫です。
Home day sample.
はい。
Okay, so he said we're leaving here at 4:42 p.m. and he will let me wander around. So don't go too far. But let's see what we can find here on the Chubu Tenryu platform. I believe it is after this station that we actually find the Tenryu River. All the rivers we've seen so far have been a long series of other little rivers, but the main river that we're going to be following for so much of the rest of the day starts here. Here is Chubu Tenryu Station. Ooh, we do get a driver change. How exciting. Okay, we've been going just about exactly 2 hours so far. So this is all the stops we've made. We're here now, 2 hours into this, and we are barely 1% in. 5 daily trains go along the entire Ida line like this. Not only does my northbound one not skip a single station, but it has the longest scheduled waits at certain stations, like the last one, which is why it wins the longest in Japan title. One southbound local, for example, stops at all the same stations as us, but is about an hour shorter. Tiny Aizuki Station is crammed between 2 tunnels in a remote part of the mountains. About 7 people a day board trains here. But there is a public road leading to the station, so it isn't as isolated as some others later on the line. p.m. chime. Anyway, this is Misakubo Station. We have a 4-minute wait here. We are so deep in the mountains now, and the super duper secluded obscure stations are coming up in the next stretch. The most secluded station in all of Japan is 2 stations away.
飯田線の電車のカードを差し上げます。どうぞ。
ありがとうございます。
楽しんでいってください。
はい、ありがとう。
今から特急稲地
あ、そう。
っていう列車が来ます。
The driver just started talking to me, and he said that we're waiting here because one of the limited expresses that comes down from the south twice a day is stopping here. So we're waiting for it. That's why this guy, if you can see it ahead of me, is got like a nice camera on a tripod and stuff to get a picture of it. Seems to sort of generally be a moment around here. The Limited Express Innaji. And the reason the driver started talking to me, he gave me this card as a memento about this train, the 313. That's cool. A super special memento from this train, directly from the driver. We are nearing that station, Kawada, Japan's most secluded station, and wow, it is just a series of tunnels. Suddenly they open up into like a big trestle way over a river, and then back into a tunnel, moving slow. Here it is, here it is. The windows have all fogged up in the tunnels. I'll try to capture what I can with the camera, but this is it. No roads near here. The only way to access this station, this platform, is on a train like this, or a 40-minute hike through dense forest. There used to be more around here, now there isn't, but the station remains. The most isolated station in all of Japan. Okay. Something else notable to mark off your Japan train experience list. Oh, and in all the excitement, I forgot to mention that Kawada Station is the final one in Shizuoka, so I'll be in Nagano Prefecture for the rest of this trip. Just to clarify, Hikyo stations are the ones that are unusually isolated. The term means remote and inaccessible station. It's not an official term, but it was popularized in the 1990s by a train fan named Ushiyama Takanobu, first on his blog and then in a book. He ranks Kawada as number 3 in Japan, but his ranking system includes not only remoteness, but history and attractiveness and general atmosphere. So, and it depends on how you define accessible, but Kawada is a strong contender for number 1 in Japan for pure isolation from the outside world. And by the way, 6 stations on the Ida line are in Mr. Ushiyama's top 20, with 4 of them in the top 10, giving the Ida line by far the most entries of any line nationwide. Number 10 on the list is Nakai Samurai Station. We are leaving Ugusu Station, and the next one is Hiraoka. It's the longest stop on the whole ride. It's 18 minutes scheduled, so try to see if I can get out and wander around a little bit, look at the Hiraoka area. Okay, the secluded, it's a word I keep using a lot, the secluded and isolated mountain community of Hiraoka. All right, here's the front of Hiraoka Station and obviously something else, some kind of inn or hotel or a restaurant or guest house or something. There's actually stuff going on here though. Taxi and shuttle buses and all kinds of cool stuff. All right, let me go wander through and head back to the train. First time I've ever seen in a station or even around a station a beer vending machine. It's a good thing my train is still here. The approach to Tamoto Station, number 5 on the list, is especially dramatic. Frequent tunnels and brief glimpses of the outside world take the train to a lonesome little platform clinging to a mountain slope. A lot of work for the average of one person, occasionally 2 people who board here every day. I suspect that might actually be the occasional hiking club that reaches the station and rides the train out. Okay, we're at Kinno Station, and I just noticed that about 50 minutes ago we passed the halfway point of this trip, time-wise, about 3.5 hours. Chiyo Station gets between 1 and 4 passengers a day. It's number 20 on Mr. Ushiyama's isolated stations list. And while waiting for your train here, you won't be bored. Another driver change going on here. We are at Tenryukyo Station. And we'll be here for about 4 minutes, so I'm not going to wander very far at all. As the daylight really started to fade after Tenryukyo Station, we're out of the deepest part of the mountains of southern Nagano Prefecture. The Ida line is still rural here, but not as remote. All right, here we are at Ida Station, the namesake of the line, or the other way around, or something. Looks like a cool station. We've got 12 minutes here, I believe. Most of the passengers around this time of day are students, because school has let out and school activities have let out. It's a Monday today. Makes the train kind of lively. Oh, and we have, ever since that station that had the boat with the two people in it, we have been on the part of the line that used to be the Ina Electric Railway way back. $7:52, which means I have just under 2 more hours here, and it's just dark, so the only excitement really is when we get to the stations. And excitement is kind of a strong word, but okay, this is it, the big moment. This is Tatsuno Station. This is the end of the Ida line. This train continues another 2 stations, but on the JR East Chuo line. So we're finishing the Ida line here, and we're finishing the JR Central here. It's 2 more stations to go, and about 15 minutes maybe? Okay, we are here. We are at Okaya Station. We arrived 1 minute late, but I'll take it. So, a wild ride for those with a gluttony for punishment, for local train punishment. But hey, I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay, let's check the checklist today, although, you know, an unusual day for a checklist. Abandoned bicycle, interesting statue or figurine. Wow, it's really chilly on the platform here. What did I say? Motor scooter, obachan with cart, notable bird, cartoon drawing on sign, graffiti, hair salon, tree cut into circles, car elevator, beer vending machine, unbelievably. So I see my hotel over there, the Okaya Central Hotel. I'm going to go and check in and take a shower and fall asleep. So the next video is going to be from here, from Okaya. I've got 1 day here, 1 full day here tomorrow. So I'm going to go investigate the area and kind of take a look at the town a little bit. So we were 1 minute late, so it was exactly 7 hours to the minute. That's kind of cool. If you'd like to watch this whole trip across Honshu on local trains, you can do so on Patreon. And either way, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Special thanks this week in random order to John Pfeiffer, David Richley, Matt Kane, Samantha, Ray Nichols, Will Phillips, and Russell Davis. Thanks for wandering around the Ida line with me. Everywhere is worth exploring. すみません。豊橋から。いいですか？ありがとう。